A federal judge is blocking the sale of Alex Jones's Infowars to the satirical news outlet The Onion. A bankruptcy auction initially forced Jones to sell off the conspiracy theory platform. The Onion was planning on turning it into a satirical site in partnership with the nonprofit Everytown for Gun Safety. You may recall Sandy Hook families previously won a lawsuit against Jones after he spread lies about the 2012 elementary school shooting, claiming that the deaths of their loved ones, including young children, was all just a hoax. Let's bring in now CBS News legal contributor and Loyola Law School professor Jessica Levinson. So, Jessica, first of all, why was this sale blocked?
So the judge said basically two things: that he didn't think there was enough transparency in the bidding, and that he thought the offer was too low. There was another offer by a different company that is loosely affiliated with Alex Jones, more of a right wing outlet. And I believe they sold products on the InfoWars website before as well. And they had a deal that was structured differently. In terms of the cash offer, it was higher than the Onion. What the Onion had argued is that because of how they were structuring their bid, at the end of the day, it was going to net more money. The judge essentially didn't agree here, which I think is worth emphasizing is fairly rare. Typically, judges do defer to the court-appointed trustee.
So, what does this mean in terms of next steps? Because those criticisms we heard from Alex Jones immediately upon the announcement of the sale. Does it mean that there will be an auction in the future? Will the Onion potentially put in another bid?
It could. The judge was fairly specific in saying, I'm not going to order another auction, but he said this needs to end in 2025. So he said to the court appointee, basically, go back and figure it out. This seems to leave open the possibility that the court appointed trustee could say to the other bidder, okay, I'm going to go with you, or that there could be a new auction. I think the new auction is absolutely on the table and likely the more probable outcome here.
Especially if one of the criticisms was a lack of transparency. Jessica, let's talk about why this auction's even happening, because Jones, with his conspiracy theories, with his falsehoods about the death of these, particularly children, when we're talking about Sandy Hook, claimed and monetized the fact that he said that this was just a hoax. He then, because it was not true, because those people really did die, those children really died, was ordered to pay more than $1 billion to Sandy Hook families. And that is why Infowars needed to be sold. So where does that leave these families in that settlement?
Well, in not receiving, so this was actually an offer of purchase. Now, in terms of being able to obtain money, the damage amount, I believe, was just reaffirmed about 3 days ago. So I think it's really important for people to remember, and I think your question is really important, why we got here. There was a defamation suit because he lied about this mass murder involving children. And there was a verdict of $1.5 billion because of the egregiousness of those lies. They are still entitled to that money. Now, whether or not they can ever recover it is a different question, meaning that full amount, but they will absolutely be going through the court process to try and receive their to receive their verdict. There's another group of families in a different defamation case that also won and received a favorable verdict. So there's a lot of money that needs to be collected from Alex Jones. And this is just one small part of trying to fulfill that verdict.
All right, Jessica Levinson, thank you.